I'm going to be replacing the rear subframe mounts, and it's sold as a kit. That's the part number right there, and I believe that's the same for 86 to 91 or Gen 2s. And it comes with the main big bushing, the little rubber donut on top. Comes with 2 large locking washers for the large bolt, 4 locking washers, and then 4 bolts for the mounting support plate that holds it up. This is the brand I got. Wasn't my first choice, but I was lucky to find this. I mean, I had to go to 4 vendors to find one in stock. The upper number is their number, but I just used the Mercedes reference number below, and that is the correct part number. This is the part. That's all the hardware. These are the upper rubber parts. These look pretty decent. And then these 2 are the large rubber bushings, and they get mounted up like that. Now they are marked right and left. There'll be an R and an L on them. And this is the newer design with the kidney shape cutout. The other ones were solid. And the orientation of that has to be front to back. So when you install this on the car, you know, that would be the front, and then that would be the rear. And if you look at it, a profile from the side, you can see a difference. The one on the left is the left, and that one's the right, and it's higher from there to there. I printed out the pages from the manual. I have 2 different manuals for this car. That's a special puller tool that Mercedes uses to get the bushing out. I heard sometimes you can just pull them out with a screwdriver. Other times you have to have a puller. If I need one, I'm just going to get threaded rod with some big nuts and washers and just yank it out that way. And I'm pretty sure I can bring it in the same way, or just use a little trolley jack and jack it in place. Okay, before I jack up the car, I want to check the ride height. It was sagging when I got the car. I'm measuring from the floor, which is level concrete, center of the hub, all the way to the lip. And I've got 26 3/4. So I got a little hash mark there, and I marked it there. Got the rear end jacked up, but then I dropped it on the blocks, so it's under load. All the weight's on there. I just need a little bit of room to work. Now I'm going to go underneath and spray penetrating oil on all the bolts. The right side now. This is 17 millimeter. And then the big one's a 24, and this is 120 Newton meters. Okay, there we go. Got the plate out. Bolt. Take a wire brush and clean all this rust off around the edge here. Okay, I'm going to let it down. Just put a little bit of pressure on it. Clean up all the rust around this cup here. There's a couple of slots around each edge. I just start a screwdriver and just try and pry it. Go it around like that. There's a metal rim around there. That's why you're able to do this. But you have to get equal pressure from one side to the other, otherwise they'll just bind up. I used a little screwdriver to go all the way around, and now I got a gap, at least 1/4 of an inch. And then I'm just going to go with a much larger screwdriver, and then basically just do the same thing, work it all the way around. And I'll try this bigger one. There we go. You can see it moving. Yep, it's coming out now. There we go. Alright. Well, that really wasn't that bad. And okay, I'm going to clean all this up with sandpaper and carb cleaner and make that nice and smooth inside. Okay, I'm using Rust-Oleum Rust Reformer. You can put this right over rust. Okay, I'm going to let that dry and then top coat it with like a satin black. Okay, I'm going to spray silicone onto the bushing, really heavy. And then up in here in the cup as well, make that really wet. And then this gets inserted. These kidney-shaped recesses go with the direction of travel. So this would be, you know, the front of the car, the back of the car, and it's going that way. I can get it pushed in by hand pretty far. Just rock it back and forth. And that's as far as it's going to go. You need to compress it. I'm going to use a floor jack. But to counter the top, I got a 2x4 on top of this cup between that and the metal stud that goes through the center of the bolt here. And then that way when you apply pressure, it'll just squeeze it together. Right now the subframe is being held up by jack stand. Okay, I got the floor jack on it. Goes. Okay, that looks good. Those slots are just, you know, where you put the screwdriver through, but it's seated correctly. I gotta bring it down a bit, like that. Get the 2x4 out. Then up on top is that rubber donut. Okay, I've got this down as far as I'll go, and you can see the stem. That's where the threads are for the bolt, and that's the rubber donut. I can just get my hand in there. Just comes right out. And then replace it with the new one. There. That's up against there tight. Okay, well, now I'm going to jack this back up till it touches that, and then get the bracket on and start bolting it together. Okay, that's tight right there. I sanded down the bushing support. It's kind of pitted up here with rust, but everything's scuffed up and cleaned with lacquer thinner. And now I'm going to be using a rust reformer. This converts rust to a paintable surface, and instead of primer, I use this on rust all the time. Alright, the rust reformer dried, and now I'm top coating with Rust-Oleum Satin Black. This should look fairly factory. Okay, it's dry, and I'm going to give it a second coat, and this will be the last coat. Okay, I got a little bit of blue Loctite on the bolt, and I can tell it's not reaching, so I'm going to have to jack up that arm again. Nope. Okay, a little bit more. That should do it. I'm just going to put the 17mm in just to hold it in place. I'm using the new hardware that came with the kit, and I did put a little bit of blue thread locker on it. Okay, that's good enough. And then the bolt, I'm using the lock washer that came with the kit, and I got blue thread locker on there as well. gotta go up a little bit. A little bit more. A little bit more. Okay, there, I think I got it. It's a 24 millimeter. These get tightened down to 120 newton meters, but that's under the load, so I'm just going to snug them up like that. Alright, now I'm going to bring it off the jack completely. So it's under load now. And then I'm going to torque these. Okay, the 24 gets torqued down to 120 newton meters, which is pretty tight. Got that. And then the 217s get torqued down to 40 newton meters. Alright. Well, that's it. Done. Okay, I just got the car on the ground. I bounced on the bumper a few times so it settles down. I haven't moved the car. And I'm hoping that the rear end raised up, actually a little under 27. Alright, I'm going to take some turns, see if I notice any difference with the rear end. I don't know. I mean, it seems tighter, but that's probably just because I went through all the trouble replacing them.